Welcome back to the Jan Spiller Show. Here we are. It's an unbelievably busy night tonight. Jan, a question I have for you. What's going on with Lindsay Lohan? What's that story all about?
Well, you know, it is interesting, isn't it? It's like everybody...
I want to be her.
You do?
She's having a great time. What are you talking about?
She might be going to jail.
That's probably a good time, too.
In the quarters where she'd be
California
kept.
jail? They probably serve hors d'oeuvres, you know, before dinner.
Well, if there's anybody in the jails listening to us, I think they'd beg to differ. But yeah, and people are worried about her, you know. She's a sympathetic character in a lot of ways, you know.
It's amazing because she's actually a very good actor. I've seen her in a couple of films.
Oh, good. Okay.
So she's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, basically, in terms of whether or not she'll go to jail, if I were to make a prediction, I would say that I think probably so, because she's going through a cycle right now of where she's totally ready to change her life. I mean, I don't know if she's ready, but her destiny is ready. Saturn just passed over Ascendant, and like it or not, we're going to have a new Lindsay come out of this next 2-year period.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
So,
it's all she's been through. And this whole past weekend was all about Lindsay and her father, who's become famous now.
Yeah.
Because he's the father of
yeah.
Lindsay, and
yeah.
he's been interviewed, and amazing. So
yeah.
a
lot of people are writing on her.
The future looks good for her. Then.
Yeah, and you know, but I can't help but think it's a good thing. The underlying problem with this is that Lindsay is a little bit narcissistic. In the sense, I don't mean technically, but in the sense that she's not really aware of other people's values. So breaking the court order, all these things, it was just a lack of attunement to other people. And this is what goes wrong in her relationships, too. She's not aware of what's important to others other than her own value system.
God, I hate people like that. I'm just like that. I'm exactly like that. It's amazing.
Well, we better watch out for you, Frank. We don't want you in poor Lindsay's situation.
No. Anyway.
But what she's learning from a big picture point of view is that other people's values do count, and she does need to pay attention. And that's why if she ends up going back into rehab, that will be nothing but good for her, because she's in an environment where she's forcefully, in a sense, learning other people's values. She's learning other people's energy is affecting her. And in her case, when she allows other people's energy to affect her and she's open to that, and sometimes maybe it's not in the most, it's taking a lot to overcome the stubbornness of this, but in that environment, then she learns more about who she is, and that's where she gains her strength.
Oh, so she's going to come out to be a better person.
Absolutely. I have no doubt about it. But I do think she's going to go through that.
Fantastic. Okay, next we have Nancy.
Okay.
I always think of the Beatles when I hear that name, Nancy.
It's a great name, huh? Nancy. Hi, Nancy. How are you this evening?
I'm great, Jan. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm just fine. We're just hanging in here on a real muggy New York City night.
It's a little warm here, too.
Oh, are you? You're in New York?
Pardon?
Are you in New York?
I didn't get it.
Oh, are you in New York?
Oh, no. I'm in Washington State.
Ah. Okay, well, that's the other side of the country. Well,
right.
Now, how can I support you tonight, Nancy? What's going on in your life?
Well, first of all, I want to say I've read all your books, and they're great.
Oh,
and always looking
good.
for a new one.
Well, thank you. I'm hoping next year to finish the third in the trilogy section of books. So, thank you. I'm glad you said that. That encourages me to keep writing.
Oh, absolutely. You're great. Anyway, I've had the past 8 years have been really challenging for me. I had to leave the state to take care of my mom, and then she died, and look after her affairs. And my sister's been going through some severe psychological problems. So I'm wondering, now that I'm back home, what career to go for, and if you see maybe a relationship.
I do see a relationship. I don't see it immediately. But as far as your career goes, you have very good luck in your career once you take charge.
Yeah, I do. I've done a million things, though, and I'm wondering if there's something that at this point in my life would be better to go for.
Oh, yeah. How about, have you ever done any form of counseling?
No, I don't have enough education for that.
Okay, what about any form of nursing? Now, I don't mean it particularly to be a nurse, but some form of service and healing, even if you're managing or becoming the office manager in a clinic, a holistic clinic, or some kind of a healing environment.
Yeah, that would be great. I
Yeah.
like the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be perfect for you, and you would be so good at it.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. I hadn't thought of that.
So as far as choosing which one, the idea is to check out a whole bunch of them, like relax your own values about how much money you need to make, what it needs to look like. Relax that whole system inside of yourself.
Right.
And just, go on Craigslist, open up the paper. I don't know how people would find that type of job in today's work environment. But check it out and see which position excites you, which office. It needs to be something that, see, you have very strong abilities to support another person.
Right.
So,
I know that.
Exactly. So let's
I
use
like
that.
that.
And you like it.
Yeah.
And you make money when you do that.
Yeah.
So let's put it together and use your sense of excitement in terms of choosing which office to join.
Right. Yeah, that sounds good. I like the holistic idea
Uh-huh.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're very much into service, and then when you organize in that environment, it's true to your values, but you need it to be one that really you feel energetically attracted to, not with your mind,
Right.
okay, with your heart.
Right. That's absolutely true.
Okay, the romance aspects start getting really, you're entering into a 4-year period of good karma with romance, and it starts. In fact, this is a time when your heart will be open. It looks like your heart hasn't really been, stimulated romantically in
Well,
about
it was in 2009.
Oh,
But I think he got scared because maybe of the age difference, or maybe because there were so many strong karmic things between us. But yeah, I met somebody great, but it didn't work.
well, this is a soulmate lifetime, Nancy, for you.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So I think the idea is to, again, though, the key for you is to pick up the other person's energy. Be less easy or less spontaneous about, becoming involved, about becoming attached. Hold back, because once you become attached, you're in all the way.
Right.
And then you're in trouble once you see their character. Okay?
Uh-huh.
So you need, before going in, you need to see who the other person is that you're dealing with.
Right.
So I don't know, there are a lot of ways to start exercising that ability in you and get it stronger, because you need to know their values. Whatever it was that he was disappointed about, it's some value that he had that was different than your value system.
Well, I don't think he was disappointed, because even after I left the state, I feel there was still the attraction, but for some reason he was afraid.
So why? See, that's what I mean. You need to find out more about the other person's psychology.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Well, I've been for the last year, I've been studying his chart and mine.
Well, next time I'll tell you what, call in and you know the number to call? It's 787-STAR, 212-787-STAR.
Right.
And we'll take a look at his chart with yours and see what that was all about.
Okay.
Okay, in any case, in a year from now, you're going through a four-month high romance cycle.
So, but it's a year from now?
Actually, about 9 months. I could
9
tell you the
months.
exact date. It's so cool, isn't it, that we have this deal with astrology and we can look up the math? Okay, actually, this period for you begins on the 21st of April, 2011,
Okay.
and it'll last a year.
Okay.
Someone will come along to...
Something should happen then.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So,
Okay, well, have fun. And
Okay.
and call in, let us know if you want with his birthday, and we'll take it from there.
okay, thanks so much.
Thank you for calling, Nancy.